We're live. I keep forgetting that you guys don't know or see that. That's funny.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Kind of Funny Screencast, Kind of Funny show where we run you through everything you need to know about movies, TV, and streaming services. I'm Tim Gettys, joined by the big dog, Kevin Coelho.
Hello.
Nick Scarpino.
Hello. I'm coughing, sorry.
The movie director herself, Joey Noel.
Hola.
It's going to be a good one. I can feel it, guys. I haven't talked to this combination of people in about a week. And it feels good to be back, because that's how this show works every week on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. We get together to go through all of the latest news in the entertainment industry, what we've been watching, all of that good stuff. We also ask you guys to send in some questions. And Nick asked you to be specific about those questions. So we're going to get to that later, and that's going to be a good time. But you can watch the show later on youtube.com/kindoffunny or roosterteeth.com. You can also listen to it by searching for Kind of Funny Screencast on your favorite podcast service. If you want to get the show ad-free, you can go to patreon.com/kindoffunny. That's also where you get to go to write in your answers to our questions. The question we're going to be answering later this episode is, what is your favorite rock movie? Be specific. Shout out to our Patreon producers, Mohammed, Justin Toft, Das Bear Jew, Blackjack, and Downtown Jared Brown. The show is brought to you by our sponsors, MeUndies and Honey. But we will get to all of that later, because now it's time for the news, baby. Let's get right into it. Sam Raimi officially confirmed as the director of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, that's
This
cool.
has been heavily rumored for...
Is it cool though? Like, is this a good thing?
I think it would be a good fit for Sam Raimi's style, but I think that with the executive producers over at Marvel kind of reining it in, I think it could be a really fun movie. And I know you're basing that off of Spider-Man, but I think he had free reign with Spider-Man.
It was also what was this? The first movies he did?
Evil Dead,
which is just like way hammy and like it's a cult classic, but it's not a good movie. In my opinion.
Sure, like you have Evil Dead, you have Army of Darkness, stuff like that. But he's done like recently Drag Me to Hell and a few other movies that are
Drag Me to Hell, super fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, filmmaker. I don't know that it'll be interesting to see how they corral his style into fitting with what the previous director did with Doctor Strange, which was pretty much straightforward. Like I think they let the acting and the visuals tell the story a little bit more than the actual like style of his directing. Whoa. Oh,
sorry.
Serious out there.
The Roomba?
No, it's fucking the car. It's a lawless world out there, dude.
Oh,
we're having fucking sideshows like every other night, like drag races and shit. And
yeah.
It's like, someone's gonna die, and it's gonna be very, very bad.
Just bring Kevin over to shoot out their tires.
So some fun shit here. A quote from him saying, "I loved Doctor Strange as a kid, but he was always after Spider-Man and Batman for me. He was probably at number 5 for me of great comic book characters. He was so original, but when we had the moment in Spider-Man 2, where you see in Peter's room, he actually has a poster of Doctor Strange. I had no idea that we would ever be making a Doctor Strange movie. So it's really funny that there's that coincidence that there was that in the movie. I got to say, we wish we had the foresight to know that I was going to be involved in the project. But it's just crazy that Sam Raimi making his return to superhero movies. And Kev, I get your trepidation, but I kind of feel like I'm on Nick's side with this, where I think that in the context of what the MCU is now, I feel like this movie, especially with how far along it did get with Derrickson, I think that at this point it's kind of just like an Ant-Man situation where it's like just land the plane, And I thought Ant-Man.
I hope so.
Well, so we'll see with all that. But this movie's going to get weird for sure.
And I think out of all the movies to put Sam Raimi in, this one makes the most sense. Like, it doesn't make sense to really put him in any other franchise, especially how this is going to tie into whatchamacallit, the Disney Plus show that I can't think. Thank you. I think that this could be really cool, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, this one has been touted as being the most horror-esque of the MCU movies, and that's kind of what he does. He does horror-esque stuff. Yeah, it is a bummer. I like Derrickson, but we'll see where this goes. More Disney news here. We got some more delays that were also anticipated with all this Corona stuff going on, but Pixar's Soul has been moved from June 19th to November 20th, while Raya and the Last Dragon is moving from November to March 12th, 2021. So one of those, Soul being the second Pixar movie this year, and Raya the Dragon being the Last Dragon being the Disney Animated Studios.
Do you think it gets moved again? Because like November, I don't know if people are going to be going to the theaters in November. That all seems too soon.
We'll see, because there's other news stories we're about to get to that are suggesting things even earlier. So I doubt it, but I don't know. November is that thing where, at least where we're at now, April 16th, 2020. I feel that November is kind of a safe bet on it could be by then. But I feel like that's going to keep just getting pushed and pushed and pushed. But I think for now, November's not out of the question. What do you guys think?
It's so hard because everything changes from minute to minute. Even when we talked about Fast and Furious, we're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're pushing it a year. And I feel like the longer we get in this process, the more like it seems like a pretty solid call to kind of avoid a lot of all of this backlash, not backlash, but like fallout from all of this. So I don't know.
Yeah.
November still seems like, if you'd asked me a month ago, I'd be like, absolutely. But November seems really early right now for anything coming out. Like, I just feel like all these dates are going to get punted yet again, because there's who knows if there's a second wave of this coming. Like, a lot of indications point to that. And so, like, if I had a film or if I had a franchise that I was releasing, I'd punt it as far as humanly possible and just take the hit right now. Because the last thing you want to do is get all that marketing dollars behind it again, and then have a second wave of coronavirus hit the United States or China, and then have all of your revenue just lost again. It just seems like a bad idea.
I just kind of feel like that people like aren't gonna want to go to a public space, like an enclosed public space with possibly up to 200 people in this, maybe even more. I don't know. I've never counted the seats. But you know what I mean? I just think, especially like, let's say even like the world has calmed down and we're all out and about. It's not the same as like being in like the hallways when you're going to the movie theater or getting out. They're just so crowded. I feel like there's gonna be like, that's gonna take longer for people to feel comfortable in those spaces.
Yeah, kind of going on a tangent here. It is crazy to think about how many seats are in each auditorium of major theaters. Because sure, there's like, even a small theater is like, what, 30 something seats? Like, what's the smallest theater you guys can think about?
Even a small theater. I mean, each row at a small theater will have, 10 people, and there'll be, 10 rows?
Yeah, even like the Roxy holds like almost 200 people, right, in admission. And that's
there are small neighborhood theaters near me that have really, really small theaters that are like maybe 50 seats. But their average size theater, like I would say the average size theater for even just a neighborhood theater is at least 100.
It's just crazy to think about
people in there.
That there's that many people. And granted, it's not like it's sold out all the time. And like, there are a lot of screeners that don't have that many people in seats, but I feel like it is crazy that it'll be like the Metreon has 15 auditoriums with hundreds of seats. It's like, that's a lot of fucking people.
Oh yeah.
To do one thing at a time. It's crazy.
Think about how big the Dolby Theater is in the Metreon. Isn't that's just a shit ton of people there.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I feel like also every movie that we're all going together to watch is usually packed full. Especially
and there's multiple screenings of it at once.
Yeah.
Right? Crazy. Anyways, some good news. This is more from the production side of things. James Gunn has been tweeting a lot because he's at home. And he says, right now, there's no reason for the Suicide Squad release date to move. We're on or ahead of schedule. We were extremely fortunate to wrap shooting and set up editing from our homes due to a post-production team in studio with foresight before the quarantine started. So that's good. That was just in response to some random person tweeting him saying, do you think the film's going to get pushed back?
I would love to see the VFX pipeline for that, where they had to set up all these artists from home and they're all probably wired into to the server back at the office at ILM. That'd be pretty amazing.
It's crazy because again, I'm kind of mixing a bunch of stories here, but we're going to talk about this later. Like it sounds like DreamWorks was like totally fucked, and Illumination as well, where for the Minions movie that was supposed to come out this year, it had to get delayed because the movie can't be finished. Whoa. Like the animation studios had to shut down, and they set things up in time. So there's certain movies that are just like almost finished and are just like unable to be completed.
A lot of those bigger companies, they want to obviously protect their IP and not have anything leaked out, so they're really against having people work from home. And
makes sense, but not anymore.
It really causes problems now. Can you imagine? But you still need someone handling because you can have people remote desktop into their fancy setups instead of just taking their setups home. But then you have to imagine you still need people maintaining those setups, or maintaining the server farms that are like exporting these giant video files out. So it's crazy.
Yeah, that's chaos. That's just one of those. It's one of those things where I'm glad we don't run a VFX company, because the margins are so thin anyway that something like this could just quickly wipe you out.
Totally. And then James Gunn goes on. Someone else says, does this mean Guardians 3 will still be on schedule also? And James says, right now the plans with Volume 3 are exactly the same as they were before. So again, more good news, and all this can change at any moment. But I think, at least to me, I'm excited about this because Suicide Squad is going to at least be completed on schedule. Whether or not it's released on schedule is a different question, but that means that he can get on to Guardians faster, because he's been talking about how he's not moving to Guardians until Suicide Squad is out of his hands. And this kind of implies it already is out of his hands for the most part. Like, now it's just kind of in the post process, and he needs to come in and, make his decisions and shit. But cool stuff.
That's lucky for him.
I know, right? And then more.
Like, could you imagine, like, right as this hit, if you had post-production just start, you'd be like, this is awesome, because now I can just sit at home, edit this myself if I need to, kick it and start getting the shots in that I need from everyone else and cobbling it all together. That's a great way to pass your time.
But I also feel like it happening right as like the movie is in the pre-production phase, where like, can you imagine if sitting down, it's like, I guess I'm just gonna try to write the best script for Guardians 3, It'd
be so fun.
Who knows if it's done or not? I think there were images. No, but that was before it got canceled.
Yeah.
Well, imagine how much time you'd have to just like block out all of the action sequences.
Yeah.
With just little stick figures. I'd be like, well, this is all I'm doing today for 18 hours.
Well, I hope if people are doing that, they're going and like recording themselves, so like if a movie is a mega hit, they can be like, "Here's the little stick figures mini set that I made to block everything out."
It's like Back to the Future, where always like, pardon the crudity of this model.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
One of the this isn't a news story, but Taika Waititi, the director of Thor Ragnarok and the upcoming Thor Love and Thunder, has just been on Twitter a lot as well, doing interviews. He did a watch along of Ragnarok, and some fun stuff came from that. But he also like leaked a script of Thor Love and Thunder, and it was all fake, and it was so fucking funny. Like, he brings Iron Man back from the dead, and like they team up to avenge harder than they've ever avenged before. It's just it's so fucking great. I love him. But Nick, this is some news mainly for you, but for everyone as well. So Top Gun Maverick director says the film will be completed on time despite the delay. So again, more good news. They're able to finish this movie. And so at least the movie will be done, even though it has been delayed about 6 months, originally from, I think, June now to December.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. They're saying we're sticking to our schedule and finishing the movie just as if it were coming out on its original release date. Luckily, I'm in the home stretch of post-production where, despite all the restrictions on how you can work now, I'm able to continue doing my job and finish the movie, which is pretty amazing. If I were in any other phase of the project, it would be hard to do that. But because I'm in the tail end of post, I'm able to do everything I need to do to finish it. So we're sticking to it. We're sticking to our schedule and finishing the movie, and then just holding it for 6 months, which is such an interesting thing to do, but it's the right decision, because this is a movie that people need to see on the big screen. And if there's no big screen, then you don't want to release this movie. We want this to be a shared experience on the biggest screen possible.
It's just so weird to me, because like the traditional way you would do post-production for a movie is that you would edit the whole thing together, get picture lock, and then you'd go through and start doing the sound for it. And then you do like orchestral stuff. So I'm wondering how he's tackling all that with, like, how do you get an orchestra in a room together to play through the final edit of this film? And like and do all that scoring, and then have another music editor come in, or a sound editor come in, and like, do all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? Like, even the Foley artists, how do you get a couple of 2 or 3 Foley artists to do the Foley sounds for stuff that you need, because they still have to be in their studio? I guess that's fine if it's only a couple of them, but how do you get 100 musicians into a room?
Every movie's gonna have the same little stinger whoosh effects that we use.
Oh god!
Would they not just do it, record it section by section?
How do you mean?
For the orchestra?
Well, you'd have to record individually instruments, which would be, that would.
But could you not do it by section? Like, have all of the trumpets together, like,
well, you have
6 of them or whatever.
10 people in a room. I mean, you theoretically could, but it's not that's going to be very.
It's going to take so long. Yeah.
I mean,
it would be really hard to match tempo unless you had a master. I guess you could have a master metronome going the entire time, but it'd be tough.
Nick, you might know more about this than I do, but when it comes to film scoring and stuff, do most major movies do that type of live scoring to the film? I thought that was mainly reserved for like big superhero movies, Star Wars.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure Top Gun would warrant it. Like, I don't know if that's like, I'm trying to think of the Top Gun score. It's not that orchestral. I mean, it's probably only a few musicians. So, because you got that guitar. So maybe it's only like maybe 5-10 musicians they need to get, in which case that'd be fine. But like if this was a Star Wars film, yeah, John Williams wants to sit in front of an orchestra and watch the damn thing as he's doing it. And like, that's really, really cool to be able to have that. But I don't know if all films do it. I imagine some films just do like, you know, if it's more of a digital thing, you can probably just have one musician or one composer just in there synthing out all the instruments himself.
Yeah, I wonder if this is going to end up affecting like a wave of movies coming out that maybe they don't have the live orchestra. And like, you know, kind of the synth side of things has gotten so good. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake is majority not an actual orchestra, but
right.
I feel like it would trick 99% of people. Like it sounds so good. Like even choir effects sound like real people and they're not.
But for sure, a movie like, you know, a Marvel movie, like a Thor movie needs to have that. Who is it? James Horner that does the scores for those? Who does the Avengers movies?
Silvestri.
Is it Alan Silvestri?
Yeah.
Like, I think he would probably want a proper orchestra for that stuff.
Of course. Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Doctor Strange had a slightly more like rock, like weird harpsichord sound to it. So who knows? Yeah. It'll be cool to see though.
So next up, Dune gets some first images. We get to see
and they look good.
That Oscar Isaac picture, man.
Yeah,
all of the pictures look
so cool.
I can't fucking wait for this movie. I love Dune so much. Nick, you're all about Dune, right?
Oh yeah. I'm looking up these images right now.
Do we have it?
Are we showing these at all, or are we just looking at them?
I can look them up. Yeah, sure. Give me 1 second.
That's okay. I can take a look too.
They're on the doc.
Slack. Huh?
Anyways, like some other stuff here that I just thought was interesting. I know we've talked about Dune before, but they have reiterated that they are making this a 2-part movie, even though the second part isn't officially greenlit yet. It's being worked on, so it's going to happen. But there's also going to be a spin-off TV series for the streaming service HBO Max called Dune Sisterhood, and that show is also going to be at least partially directed by Denis Villeneuve. So,
that's cool.
This is kind of like a cool. This sounds like everything is going right so far. For this.
I mean, yeah, this has all the makings of being one of the greatest sci-fi movies ever that no one goes to see.
Absolutely.
I can't wait.
That's his specialty, right?
It's unfortunate, but
it's so sad because his movies are great. He's a good director that does a good job with these movies. And looking at these pictures, it's like it looks like it reminds me so much of the sci-fi miniseries, but like prettier, which is exactly what I want.
This fucking cast too,
like, dude. I know, dude. Look at these. They're nailing this too. These characters.
These look so cool.
Great.
Yeah.
So Oscar Isaac is playing his dad, right?
I think that's right.
Paul's dad. I think he's the one. That's cool. He plays the
Mr.
Duke
Atreus.
That's cool.
And
that's
then,
really cool. Who plays the wife? Oh,
is Josh
Ferguson.
Brolin playing the his like tutor / teacher?
Yeah, I think so.
God, that's a good cast.
Let's see. Josh Brolin's playing Gurney, which Gurney Halleck, and Jason Momoa is Duncan, Idaho. That's a great cast.
Right. Jason Momoa's in this?
Yeah.
Is that Jason Momoa?
That's wild.
In the white?
I'm looking at the big cast photo here. I don't see him in there. Hold on, let me scroll down. And that's Denis Villeneuve in a way.
I saw.
Josh Brolin.
I'm showing off an Instagram post.
I don't think Jason Momoa's in that like Josh Brolin set.
He's not, but he's down in he's in the white as Duncan, Idaho. I think Duncan, Idaho is
with holding the stick.
Yeah, I know he's holding like a
Duncan, Idaho is for sure his like mentor,
his mentor, right? Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
There's only one
Zendaya. Jesus Christ.
There's only one what?
It looks cool.
What's that, Tim?
He's holding a what? Did you say?
It looks like he's holding some sort of knife or sword or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Dude, like damn, that's him.
Like, yeah, man, that's what happens when you put him in Aquaman garb. He looks like a real actor.
That's nuts. It's weird seeing him with like a shirt on.
This is crazy. This is going to be amazing.
Javier Bardem. Gosh, this is going to be so good.
Just the fact that, I mean, Tim, how much do you know about Dune?
I know. I've heard Kevin talk about it a lot.
Yeah, I want you to just go into this blind.
Oh, trust me, I will.
I want you to just not look up anything about it because I feel like you're gonna love it.
I don't know they could be done in a movie. Like a 9-hour miniseries for the first...
it's 2 movies, I think.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I think they could do it in 2.
I don't know. That how far could that get? Like, it's such a deep world with so much happening.
I gotta imagine these are gonna be long-ass movies, though.
I hope
they're
so.
Gonna be like 3 hours long.
I really hope so.
We're gonna get up to like Quentin Tarantino territory here. We're gonna need an intermission in the middle of these movies. But I mean, just from the look at it, I think Timothée Chalamet is a great choice for Paul.
Him and Zendaya in a movie together, I'm just like, damn.
He's a really good choice too, especially where the character starts and where he ends. I think he can nail that.
I think he can nail that too. He's a phenomenal actor.
But yeah, I mean, I'll just say if you like Game of Thrones and that level of like story progression and that many characters kind of interworking, I think George R.R. Martin took a lot of inspiration from Dune and sort of how they create this world where it's a world full of like different factions and politics, and how you kind of see why people's motivations are so strong on both sides. I think it's going to be really cool for a lot of people, and I hope people give it a shot. I hope the trailer fucking knocks people off their ass, because this is going to be one of those thinking man science movies, but it's like or fantasy sci-fi movies. But I think it's going to really work.
Next up, Disney's going a little censor crazy. This is something that definitely went viral the last couple days, and there's not much to talk about. But Disney Plus edited Daryl Hannah's butt out of Splash.
How dare you?
Some truly horrific scenes. There's a link in the article there. You can see there was a tweet of somebody that just took a video of the moment, but there's a moment where she walks back into the water and they just added CG hair. They extended her hair to cover her butt, and it just looks like she has a furry little butt, and it's weird.
Oh, it looks really bad.
Why would they do that? What's wrong with a butt? Kids can't see a butt.
It's just unbelievable. I mean, the thing that everybody's talking about is just like, this is such a emblematic of the problem of sex versus violence, where it's like, cool, Thanos' head can get lobbed straight off, Snoke can get cut in half. This shit, you can't see a butt.
You can't see the backside of a butt, which, by the way, every human being on the planet has. You've got one, I've got one, everyone's got one. This is terrible.
Can I show this video?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Go for
It was sent to the wrong address.
But yeah, it's so fucking funny. Like, I want to have a conversation that got to this. Like, hey man, just watching Splash, there's a butt. Somebody has to
some fucking parent probably complained about it, that they're like, the kids meanwhile over in the fucking corner playing Call of Duty, just murking people with headshots.
I'm so happy you went that direction, Nick.
This mom's like, I'm sorry, my child saw a female butt, and he's 14. He's probably never seen one of those before. And meanwhile, the kid's like, yeah, whatever, mom. 10 o'clock rolls around. He goes over to fucking Pornhub and starts whacking it to the most ungodly, over-sexualized things ever.
I don't know why I gave you credit. You got there.
I just think it's ridiculous. Also, it's like, I hate that. It's so weird to me to go back. I'm so anti this, which is like, if you think it's not appropriate for kids, take it off your platform. Don't change the movie and change that moment in the movie just because, like, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's revising history, and I just don't like that very much.
Also, how many kids are actively watching Splash from 1986? Like,
I mean, first off,
really?
I didn't know Splash was on the platform. I might watch that tonight, but I don't know. It's a butt, for Christ's sake. Who cares?
Anyways, then in some good Disney Plus news, The Mandalorian gets an 8-episode documentary series on Disney Plus that's going to start on May the 4th. Pretty cool. It's called Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian, which kind of implies there's going to be other Disney Gallery documentary series. Cool shit. Jon Favreau invites the cast and crew to share an unprecedented look at the making of the series, which quickly became a pop culture phenomenon, blah, blah, blah. It's an 8-episode documentary series that pulls back the curtain. Each chapter explores a different facet of the first live-action Star Wars film through interviews, never-person footage, roundtable conversations, and other things going into the tech of everything. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited to see it, because all those behind-the-scenes things we saw for this were super rad.
I can't wait to see what the actual, like, I know we saw still pictures, but like what that crazy LED like box that they filmed this shit in looks like, and like how kind of the pipeline looks when they're like, how easy is it to go from idea of adding a fucking rock in the background to actually getting that rock on an image there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I've seen some behind the scenes stuff on that because my brother knows some of the guys that worked on it, and they obviously weren't allowed to share at the time. But since then, they've put out some promotional material showing the process, and it's like it's fucking weird because you see the shot, like they have a promotional shot of a guy on a motorcycle, and he's just standing there like he's like out there at the Grand Canyon. You're like, oh, that's cool. It's just a shot of a guy at the Grand Canyon, and then it cut like, and the camera's like panning around him. You're like, oh, it's just whatever. It's a nice sunny day, and then it cuts to the camera behind him, and it's just an LED wall, and you're like, whoa, it is.
I fucking love it, man.
Really fucking
So
cool. The only thing that's practical is the actual flooring stuff, but everything else is just expansions, and then you have to think like, how much easier is that to shoot than shooting on green screen and having to figure out how to get shit into the background later in post.
And like, dude, I mean, also just the acting, just like being
just
able
the fact
to
that you're in the environment and can see it. Yeah,
because that's my thing. Is it's like I talked about this a couple days ago on some show, I think, but I got the Oculus Quest VR unit and I've just been fucking around with it, and it just blows my mind how we're years into VR now, and it still blows my mind how much I'm like, I'm in a different place right now. Like, and the thing about the Quest that's crazy is like you create a box of where you're at, and if you leave that box, it just turns into, you just see what the real world.
It's called the Guardian system. I
Cameras
think.
on
that's cool as hell.
It's wild, dude.
It is so insane because it's like you just go like this.
Stick your arm into the like out of the thing, it'll show like a grid of like where the Guardian system was set up. And it's like letting you know, like, hey, your arm's going too far, and it works so well.
And it's like it makes me feel like I'm really cool. Right now. I'm in the theater room, and then all of a sudden I'm in a fucking box, and then all of a sudden that box loads a game, and I'm in this world. And it's like, if you can get tricked that much doing this, like, imagine for these actors, like how much more immersive that's going to be. In like,
I mean, I've said before, I think that's absolutely the way of the future, especially as like new technology comes out. They're playing around with like LED curtains and things like that, where you don't even need panels anymore. You can have like a curtain.
LED curtains.
Yeah, you can just like spread it. The diodes are baked into the curtains, so you can have it be like seamless, and they're super easy to set up. So in the next 10 years, like I have to imagine studios are looking to invest fairly heavily in just putting these things up on every freaking wall of like, I mean, at least taking out one of their big hangars or their big production hangars and putting in an LED room for all the green screen stuff. Cause it's like, imagine if you could just walk in there, turn it on, and there's no setup required. You don't have to light green screen. You don't have to put the X's on there. You don't have to motion track anything. It's super cool. The only downside is that you have to figure out what the shit looks like beforehand. So you still have to do all that work of compositing and rendering and all that stuff. But they're not rendering, excuse me. You have to do all the work of building the engine in Unreal and building the environment. But after you do that, it's just like, it's like a video game. You can just go anywhere you want with it. It's really cool.
Crazy, man.
So then another fun thing is for May the 4th, that's going to be the date that the final episode of Clone Wars debuts. So they're like moving it, even though it's a Monday, they're like, fuck it, we're going to put it there because that makes sense. Another cool thing is they announced another new Disney Plus show called Prop Culture. Cool. This looks fucking awesome. Have you seen the trailer for this, guys?
No. Is it about prop making?
It's about Disney, or it's about a movie prop collector that is it's like a documentary type thing of him. It follows him and looking at his collection, but then they take him to the Disney lot and allow him to go into Disney's prop storage and just kind of like look at a bunch of shit, like the Shrink Ray from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or the Scorpion from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids,
or Rick Moranis from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Just hanging out.
Things like props from Parent Trap, like the OG Parent Trap, like props from Pirates of the Caribbean, like all this stuff, and it's like, dude, this looks really fucking rad. The like all the original things they used for Tron, like and stuff, like
that's cool.
It looks cool. And then they also in the trailer you see like Christopher Lloyd going and looking at the original costume he wore in Roger Rabbit.
It's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
like this
really
looks really, really, really fucking good.
For a second there, I was like, Christopher Lloyd wasn't
Roger Rabbit.
That's right. Yeah, he
I
was
like,
the judge. Yeah,
was he Roger?
Yeah,
Rabbit?
That was weird. It was quiet for a second. I was like, all right, guys,
what the hell are you talking about?
Took me a second.
Yeah,
man,
so
that's cool.
Movie props is crazy. I Paula like took me on a tour of ILM, and they had the gun from Roger Rabbit, or Who Framed Roger Rabbit, with all the bullets in a case, and it was just like, holy
the cartoon gun?
Yeah, the cartoon gun that he puts in there where they have all the wily bullets, and it's wild. It's just crazy.
So
I think all this behind the scenes stuff from Disney is like the coolest part about Disney Plus for me, between the documentary series they did about the parks, the One Day at Disney, this, like, I think that's kind of my favorite content that they've been putting out.
I'm just
Joey, I
kinda
feel like your
surprised-
mic's going through your computer, not your Yeti.
Yeah, I meant to hit
No.
you about that.
Oh, well, okay, hold on.
I'm just surprised that there seems to be shows that we didn't know about that are coming out now, and I wonder how much of this is a frantic race of like, fuck, what can we get out now?
I'm sure that's based on a lot of it. I mean, I imagine they had a lot of these shows in the hopper, kind of being ready to. I can't imagine they weren't done post production wise, but they're probably just publishing everything they have right now.
Now, so the most interesting thing about this, besides the fact that I really fucking want to watch it, is it debuts May 1st, all of it.
Ooh.
They're
Oh,
putting all
they're
the
putting a
episodes
lot
out
at
at once. Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
I wonder why, because it seems they're not doing that with the Mandalorian one. So
I feel
It's
like
cool.
just because it's probably a smaller franchise, and it's the kind of thing that like people are more inclined to go, oh, there's 8 of these, I'll give it a shot now, as opposed to like you're not going to build a lot of steam for the show over the span of like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Whereas the Mandalorian, I think, has such a big audience baked in, and people love that content so much that they would stick around and keep coming back to the platform for that long.
yeah, cool
Not
stuff.
me, but
May-
other
May-
people.
May 1st.
Well,
so
you're we're
Definitely gonna give
doing
this one a
review
shot.
series. Nick.
No, not for the behind the scenes stuff. I'm not going to watch
Oh,
the behind the
got
scenes
it,
stuff for
got it,
Mandalorian. I don't care about that, but I will watch the prop making thing. I feel like in
Yeah,
another
seems
life, Kevin,
dope.
you would have been a master prop maker.
You know, I still have time. I can leave this
True.
world and just go
It's
make
true.
props. It seems like a lot of fun. There's Tested with the dude from MythBusters, Jamie
Adam,
something.
Oh, Jamie.
He does like he's got like a series that he's got ongoing that's one day builds, and it's so entertaining to see like how they make the little shortcuts, and they're like, oh, we'll use this because it looks like paper, but it's way more durable, and it's like, whoa.
That's cool.
So moving on from this, more fun things that people are trying to do in these weird times. The cast of High School Musical is reuniting for an ABC sing-along, including Zac Efron. That's kind of
Very
the biggest bit of this. So ABC's been doing or been promoting a sing-along they're going to do. That kind of gets a whole bunch of people together to.
It's tonight, right?
Is it tonight? April
I think
16th.
it's tonight.
April.
Yeah, tonight.
Oh
That's today.
shit, that's tonight. Holy crap! Maybe we'll watch that, Joe. That'll be fun.
Okay.
It features celebrities from the whole Disney family doing stuff. Ryan Seacrest is hosting it. Donny Osmond's going to sing "I'll Make a Man Out of You" from Mulan. I'm very excited
Very
about
exciting.
that. We
Can't
got the voice of Moana singing the Moana song. We got a whole bunch of like just fun stuff like that. We got
Ariana Grande is doing
Yeah.
Hercules, which
Yeah,
is my
Zero to
dream
Hero.
casting for a live action
Meg.
Hercules. Yes.
Wow.
I have a
I
whole
like
list of
that.
muses of people that I want. Disney, just call me. I can
I
help. you.
love that.
It's gonna be great.
Anyway, a whole bunch of people are going to be a part of it, but they're getting a reunion for High School Musical that will have all of the original people: Vanessa Hudgens, Ashley Tisdale, Corbin Bleu, all of them, and Zac Efron. Now, the weird thing about Zac Efron being a part of this is that he hasn't really been big on the High School Musical stuff in the last couple decades, for reasons being that he has amazing abs and doesn't need it anymore.
Yeah, he went beyond that. Once he did 17 again, Joey, it was all over. For him. He was
I
a
think he did
triple A
17
star.
again in between High School Musicals.
He was a AAA star after that. You got to pay me all the craft services.
So that was the AAA move. It wasn't when he did a movie with The Rock or any of that stuff.
What are you out of your mind?
Neighbors?
It's Chandler being from Friends is what propels you into stardom. Okay.
So here's the thing that's most weird about it, though, is that it wasn't even him singing it in the original movie. It was
Yeah.
a voice double, which is weird because he can sing. We're going to see that tonight.
He sang in
But-
the second one, but the first music wasn't like in his register.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes, but fun stuff. And then interesting news that like I don't believe and this seems very fucking bizarre. Cinemark Theaters plans to reopen in July with the movie Library Product, and for now, Christopher Nolan's Tenet.
Huh.
So yeah. Let's see how
Bold
this
move.
goes here. The theater chain would adopt a dip our toe approach with 2 weeks of high profile library content, which basically means they'll be showing older movies with all of Hollywood shut down right now, with the ultimate goal of reaching Christopher Nolan's Tenet, which Warner Brothers miraculously still has scheduled to hit theaters July 17th.
Hmm.
So we'll see how this all goes. But they're talking about they can be profitable at 20 to 30% capacity. So there would still be social distancing measures in place. Theaters would also open on a state by state, county by county basis, depending on local measures. So yeah, we'll see. I doubt it. Don't see this happening, but it is interesting that there is a movie as big as Tenet that they are holding on hope for this early.
I wonder, do you think that they've talked to whoever is releasing Tenet?
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. Like, this seems crazy because if Tenet delays it, like, they're fucked. And also, if Tenet comes out to limited release, they're not going to do well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, this is a weird one, man.
Like, this is a movie that I can't imagine going to, like, the early access theater shit, because this is a big movie, and it's, you know, Christopher Nolan, like, wild.
Yeah. And it seems like one of those movies that should be seen in a theater.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not one that you should watch at home.
Yeah, every Christopher Nolan movie should be seen on IMAX, because he shoots, like, I don't know if he shot a lot of this in 70 millimeter or whatever, but you got to see these on the biggest fucking screen possible, because his style warrants that. So no way, but I don't know.
Yeah. And then the final news story for today is about NBC's Peacock service. It's still launching, but most original series are pushed to 2021. So a lot of the launch content is going to be its library stuff, including Parks and Rec, 2.5 Men, Law and Order, SVU, which really makes me concerned about Gia, because does this mean they're taking it off of Netflix or Hulu? Because if they do, I don't want to fucking have to pay for another thing just for her to fall asleep.
Just tell her the show is her show and just put it on Psych on Amazon Prime. She won't know the difference.
Just put the YouTube video.
Psych, though, Nick. Speaking of Psych, there's actually more to this story.
Oh no!
Give me one.
Psych,
second.
the movie number 2. Please tell me it's like the second movie story.
Wait, they've already announced that, Nick.
No, I know. I just want to know when it's coming out.
Okay, sorry.
So Peacock put out a like series of tweets that was teasing different series that are coming, including Punky Brewster, which
fuck yes, a new one or the old one?
A new one.
They're remaking Punky Brewster.
This time he's an adult.
I'm not familiar enough with Punky Brewster to like speak authoritatively on this, but from watching the trailer, it seems like she's grown up.
Did they get Celine Moonfry back for it?
Again, not an authority.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, new Punky
Which
Brewster.
one's the one with Neil Patrick Harris?
That's Doogie Howser. Punky Brewster was a
Disney Plus is making a new Doogie Howser.
Okay, all right, good.
Yeah.
Also, I was wrong. It's
back.
Adam Savage in the tested, not Jamie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm watching this trailer right now with Salil Moonfry. You know, Punky Brewster, of course, Tim, very popular for having mismatched shoes. Mm-hmm. So she would buy 2 different types of shoes, like 2 different colors, Converse, mismatch them. Made her super famous. Yeah. Not to be confused with Blossom, who did not do that.
Got it.
Is that the Alyssa Milano one?
No, Blossom was the girl or the woman from not Third Rock from the Sun. What's the other one? Big Bang Theory. She played one of the girlfriends. I forget her name.
We literally just had this conversation yesterday, and I forgot.
And I think Joey Lawrence.
Oh, that's who it was.
Yeah, Blossom.
It's Mayim Bialik is what
yeah. But yeah, Punky was back in the day, man. That was like mid 80s.
Yeah, so Punky's coming back.
Is this lady's name is Soleil Moon Fry?
Yeah.
Soleil, which means sun in French, right? And then moon.
Soleil, yeah.
Well, these people were trying to be funny. Her parents.
They were hippies. Yeah, they were hippies.
Psych 2, Lassie Come Home, the movie. Seems to be coming to Peacock.
That's a really good title.
there is a hold on, let me scroll through this. There's a teaser here. It goes, the Psych Squad is back in their biggest movie since the last one.
That would have been such a Psych thing to do if that was it. The Psych Squad is back and there's a pineapple.
But anyway, yeah, it's out there. So Nick, get excited, I guess.
Wait, when does it drop?
We don't know when that drops. Like, so that's the thing, is like a lot of this stuff was supposed to be earlier, but now they're all until 2021.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
We lose Joe.
Kev, are you frozen? No.
Hey, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, it looks like Joey cut off. Hopefully she pops back up. There it is.
She's coming back. Jude, real talk though, that's what the world needs right now. I know you guys don't care about Psych, and rightfully so, because I don't think any of you would actually like that show. Joe, you might like it, but maybe not.
I've watched like episodes here and there.
I'm halfway through season 6 again, and I just love this show so much. There are episodes. I think I saw an episode yesterday that I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen this episode. I don't know. Maybe I've skipped half of season 6 for some reason because a lot of these aren't registering. It's also possible that I just fell asleep midway through these and just never went back because I've watched the entire run of the show twice. So I'm very excited, and they knocked it out of the freaking park with the first movie. So it's like the second one is going to be great.
So I was kind of bearing the lead here because I didn't expect us to go off and talk about Punky Brewster as much as we did. There is a teaser for Saved by the Bell, the new one that has a lot of the original cast, and it seems exactly what you'd expect from this. Mario Lopez being Mario Lopez. There's some funny jokes. Did you guys see this teaser?
No, not at all.
Oh,
I saw it, but I forgot to go back and actually watch
What
it.
is the main hook for Saved by the Bell? And
to...
please tell me they're just reprising their roles and picking up with senior year, because that would be amazing.
No, it's not that. It's in modern times, and
stupid.
Mario Lopez is the coach, or he's some type of teacher.
The pitch is something like they're trying to like diversify and like make something like that, I think. And for some reason, Zach Morris is governor. I'm pretty sure.
That's amazing.
So I just skimmed through this, but the end does end with something that I feel like you'd appreciate a lot, Nick. It's Mario Lopez talking to two young students, and he's pretty much just like, "Hey, like you guys need to get your shit together." Because back in my day, you know, me and one of my friends would always fight over this hot girl, and it's like, really, we should just be talking about different girls because there's a lot of them. So I ended up banging this other one. Oh wait, one was your mom. Oh, and the other was your mom.
Oh my gosh!
Awesome.
Damn savage.
So did he bang Kelly Kapowski and what's her butt?
I'm not an authority. Peacock, not for me.
Oh my god!
But you should check out the teaser. Seems fun.
In this new series, Zach Morris is now a local politician, and he's forced to merge two high schools thanks to a local government scandal, which creates a rift between the town's rich and poor teenagers.
I love it.
See, again, I think they should have gone with my original pitch of this, which is they just remake the entire show starting freshman year with the old actors. I would watch the shit out of that. It's just a 40-year-old Mark Paul Gosselaar just dressed up in like acid wash jeans. Yes.
They're not bringing back Screech though, right?
No, Dustin Diamond had a couple issues back in the day that I think it's gonna preclude him from
and didn't Lisa Turtle also end up kind of crazy?
I can hear you.
No, okay,
sorry.
I don't know if Lisa did, but I know Dustin kind of went off the deep end and did some sex videos. And then I think he said some crazy shit too. So I don't think he's coming back. Mm-hmm. But Mario Lopez has been working for a long time, and so is Mark Paul Gosselaar. So and Tiffany, shout out to Tiffany Thiessen. But she doesn't go by Amber anymore. For her work in suits, or not suits, white collar. I liked her in that. She was good in that one.
Is she confirmed to return? I feel like I saw the other three, but not her.
You can't do fucking Saved by the Bell.
She has to do something, right?
Yeah, you gotta have Tiffany Thiessen. Oh my god, you gotta have her in the whole thing. She has to be. I mean, I like to imagine that she married Zach and they had kids together and lived happily ever after.
I like
she's
that.
Still banging AC Slater on the side. Low down.
What about Jesse? What about Jesse and
Jesus,
Slater?
Nick.
Spano went off the deep end and went to. I like to believe her character was actually the same character in Showgirls, where she went off the deep end and started doing burlesque shows in Vegas.
You love to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, before we move on, this episode is brought to you by MeUndies. It's officially spring, which means it's officially spring cleaning time. Yes, that's the thing. And if you're not doing it, you should, especially with your underwear drawer. I'm feeling real good right now. MeUndies almost head to toe. Once again, rocking the MeUndies socks, MeUndies undies, MeUndies lounge pants, and MeUndies shirt. If they made MeUndies bomber jackets, you can bet I would be there. I'm feeling extra soft right now. The best thing about this is there's an undie membership. You can get it, and you choose the type of styles that you want, and every month they'll just send you undies. Joey, you be getting these undies. How are you feeling about them?
I am. Right now they have a really fun Palm Springs line of designs. The one that I picked out that should be ordered, or that should be here like tomorrow, has all these fun like monstera leaves and like ferns, and it's like peach and greens, and it's really cool.
See, I love it because when they do a lot of their theme print sections, it's like I got these ones recently with pandas on them, and it's pandas on this like hard coral color, and it's awesome. But then they'll also just give you just the colored ones. So I have ones that are they're kind of just like the color of this, and they're just super loud. I absolutely love it. MeUndies has a great offer for you guys right now. Any first-time purchasers, you can get 15% off and free shipping. This is a no-brainer because they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and I guarantee you'll be satisfied. To get your 15% off your first order, free shipping, and that guarantee. Go to MeUndies.com/morning. That's MeUndies.com/morning. Next up, shout out to Honey. Online shopping is supposed to be easy, so why is it always so complicated to find coupon codes that actually work? Thanks to Honey, it doesn't have to be. Honey is the free online shopping tool that saves you money online. They automatically find you the best promo codes and apply them to your cart. It's so easy to install this. It's like a one-time thing, a couple clicks, then it's just installed on your browser, and then any store you're going to, whether it's a Best Buy or an Etsy, you're still getting these promo codes added to your cart. Don't even need to do anything. Just a little guy just dances on the screen. Boom, gives you the options. You choose one, you go. The best thing about it, it checks if the codes are still valid. I hate when I get a coupon code and I put it in and then it's like, oh, sorry, this is out, doesn't work anymore. Honey fixes all that for you, gets you the best deals, saves you money. Joey, how much money have you saved in your life because of Honey?
So much money. I will let you know right now. I used Honey and I accumulated all these Honey coins, which is like cash back you get for purchases. And I have an order from Sephora sitting on our doorstep right now that I ordered solely with my Honey like coins that you can exchange.
Honey money, baby. You gotta love it. Honey's found over 18 million members, over $2 billion in savings. Wow. That's a lot of cash. Not using Honey is literally passing up free money. It's free to use and installs in just 2 clicks. You can get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/morning. That's joinhoney.com/morning. Boom.
I have two things before we go on.
Go for it.
One, you didn't tell me that Freddie Prinze Jr. plays Salil Moonfry's husband on Punky Brewster. That was a massive oversight. I request that you go back and redo that story right now. And two, I would like Kevin to tilt his camera down a little bit so that I may see Cecil. Down.
There he is.
On this cute little bed.
Thank you for that, Kevin. Thank you.
No problem.
Nick, what have you been watching?
Mostly Psych.
Nick, are you watching more of Ozark season 3? Or
I finished Ozark, which have you finished it yet?
No, I am halfway through season 3 and I love this fucking show.
Ozark is
it's wild, man.
It is. If you liked Breaking Bad, you're gonna love Ozark. That's so I finished that last week. I'm trying to think what else I've been watching. I just started watching a new show. I've discovered the National Geographic channel. Apparently we have that now. So I started watching Alaska Animal Rescue. And the first episode was a woman had to rescue a bald eagle who had accidentally impaled itself on a tree branch.
Oh,
so she had to take like one of the vets had to take like the fire ladder up and get it off. They had to cut the branch off and take it down. So we're midway through that right now.
Don't you have Disney Plus as well?
Mm-hmm.
They have all those shows on there.
Well, that just changed my life.
Right?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
National Geographic tab. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm going to watch that right now. 100%.
So
easy.
Hey, so here's the thing. I know I'm a broken record at this point, but I'm only going to repeat this because it is only getting better. Y'all motherfuckers need to watch Dave. It is one of the fucking best shows I think I've ever seen at this point. It is so much more than just a fucking hilarious comedy, but it is that so much. The cameos that they got last night are unbelievable. And it just keeps ratcheting it up episode after episode. Like one episode, you're straight up crying. The next episode, you're laughing hysterically. It's like it's building this world of characters that I'm like, this show needs to be renewed for 10 seasons right now. Fucking get on it. But I will say that, so we're on episode 7 just happened last night. So it's a 10 episode season. If this show was bingeable, I'd probably watch it in one sitting. It is so addicting. It is so good. And if you guys just wait a couple more weeks and you're able to do that, you're going to have such a fucking good time, man. It is so beyond what it should be, man.
Do you want to plan a screencast special for it?
I mean, I maybe, I don't know, but you guys should all watch it for sure.
That way we can make Nick watch it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I want to watch it. I just keep forgetting about it, but this makes sense. This is a good plan because I'll binge the whole thing in like one weekend.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted
seems to really like it. Just possible cast. Blessing. We want to kick Nick out, you know.
I mean, Blessing chose to work here, so his opinions might be a little off, if you know what I mean.
What's up, Nick?
I started watching a series on Netflix called How to Fix a Drug Scandal.
Oh, I've seen that pop up.
Yeah, it follows 2 women who both went on trial they worked in crime labs. and they were also like horribly addicted to drugs. So one of them was like really addicted to meth, to the point where like she would take the drugs and like test them and then replace them with new like fake drugs so that she could either sell them or do them herself. And it was actually really interesting for the first like 30-40 minutes of it. But the problem I keep having with these Netflix documentary shows is that they're shows, not movies. So like every single time 40 minutes in, it's like now, but like, let's take a look at how this person grew up. And it's another hour episode of this person's upbringing. And then they go to the cop's upbringing and they go to, I'm like, just tell me the fucking story, Netflix. I wish Netflix would do Netflix. If you're watching, listen to me. I'm pitch you on something fucking crazy right now. Do an 8-episode run of a documentary series for people who really want to understand every little nook and cranny of this story. And then for normal people like me, cut it all down to a 2-hour doc and make that episode 9. That's all I want them to do, because this keeps happening where I'm like, I don't want to watch 8 episodes. I've been trying of Tiger King. Like Tiger King even was great, but after 4 episodes, I'm like, I get it. The dude's got a mullet and they're all fucking crazy. Just tell me if he killed the woman yet. Tell me if he killed her. I want to know if he killed her. I don't want to wait 9 hours to figure this out. Just give me like a 2-hour cut of these documentaries and that'd be amazing.
There you go. Joey, any recos?
I started Run, which is a new
I
HBO
haven't started that yet.
series.
Is it
Yeah.
good?
Yeah, I like it. It's hard because they're pretty short episodes. I think they're 30 minutes, or at least it felt really short.
Don't tell me, but tell me, what the fuck is this show about? But don't tell me.
I've only watched 1 episode, so I can say that I don't know yet. But I'm intrigued enough to keep watching. I just really like Domhnall Gleeson and Merritt Weaver.
It's a great cast.
Yeah.
And like, have you guys seen the preview for this?
No.
It's literally the trailer starts with it's a man and a woman, and one of them texts the other person run, and they both just like pick up and leave their life and get on a train together. And that's all that they show in the trailer. And he's like, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Is it this romance? Is there something chasing them? Like, what's happening? But it's kind of comedic, but it also looks kind of dark.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because like, yeah, the first episode is a lot of just like building a little bit of like who they are. But she gets that run text like kind of right away. So it's like trying to figure out, like, do they have this shared secret that's crazy? Like, do their lives suck? Like, what is it? I think it's worth the first episode for sure is worth watching. I'll be interested to see like where they go with this, because they got to give me something more at some point.
Okay.
But yeah.
Now, Tim, are you excited that Chris D'Elia dropped his new special?
Yes, I was just about to bring that up. I was like looking it up to get the name right now. No Pain, the new special just came out, so it's out.
Did you watch it?
No, did you?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it. I just saw it pop up on Netflix.
We're watching it tonight. I am fucking stoked. My worry is, I was talking to Joey about this yesterday. I feel like with a lot of these comedians, it's the third special that is the breaking point, where it's like they knock it out of the park. Like the first one's like, oh, this guy's good. The second one, they're like, oh, you did really great. And the third one's like, oh, you're just famous now, and this isn't funny anymore. So I'm worried about that. But Bert Kreischer, he broke that. He nailed it. 3 for 3.
Oh, did you finally watch his last special?
Oh my God, it's fucking incredible. So
the story, all the gun stuff where he's like, I lost my gun for 9 days.
It's brilliant stuff, and I'm hoping that this hits on that level.
Kevin, have you watched it, Kevin?
I haven't watched the third one yet.
You'll love it. He tells a story about how he like bought a Glock, but he was like, I lost the little clippy thing. He's like, I lost the magazine like right off the bat, so this gun has no bullets in it. And then he goes, but then you have to. He's like, imagine explaining to your wife that you lost your gun. And he's like, I walked into my room, in the living room where my wife and kids were, and I was like, Daddy lost something. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you'll know when you find it. Just bring it straight to Daddy. Don't tell Mom.
He talks about like the reason he got the gun. He's just like, dude, like everyone just wants to like fucking walk around their house with their shirt off, drinking some fucking whiskey and just holding their Glock.
Yeah, this is a Glock cock and
he's
Tito's
so funny.
It's great. Tom Segura's last special was good too, but I think Bert outdid him. I think Bert's special is
Tom Segura's I couldn't make it through.
Did you think the audio was sweetened on that?
Oh yeah, that was one where I was just like, it was an example for me where I'm like, oh yeah, here's the point.
Sweetened audio mean?
So it's when they basically go in and add laughs. They call it sweetening up the audio a little bit, and it's kind of I didn't come up with the term, but I will take full credit for it. And if I ever have a comedy special, you bet you're fucking. I'm gonna pull audio from like 1980s, like Different Strokes episodes. That's all I'm gonna do. But no, it's weird because you can never tell how people decide to balance the audio. So it's entirely possible that was the audio in the room and they just boosted it at points. Because when they do comedy specials, they'll record the audio in the room separate from what's happening to the mic, and they have to balance it. But they do this thing with comedy specials sometimes where it just looks like the whole thing was cobbled together, and it's not like it's bad because you can still enjoy it. The jokes are still funny. You can still enjoy it, but there's a missing energy to the special. Like the best comedy specials are the ones where you feel like you're actually sitting in the audience watching this person perform. And I think Bert nailed it, but for whatever reason, however they produced Tom's, it just didn't feel that way. And it's unfortunate because they're both hilarious.
Yep. Kev, any suggestions?
Oh man. So I watched through season 1 and 2 of Ozark. Last time we talked, I think I just finished season 1. God, season 2 is so good. This is
of which one?
Ozark.
Oh, Ozark, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just my favorite drama show out there. The whole thing is suspense and tense. I'm maybe 3 or 4 episodes into season 3. And I can't recommend the show enough. If you like drama, if you like serious moments and like just scary things happening, you should watch this. But like that good kind of scary, like real life scary.
Mm-hmm. Like the shit could really happen to you scary. That's the most terrifying kind. Has anyone watched The Platform on Netflix yet?
No, it's on my list.
Joey, I want you to watch it because it looks too
Did
scary
you watch
and gross
it?
for me. No, I watched the trailer and it's like it's super cool. It seems like it's a really, really interesting like sci-fi kind of cultural commentary movie, but
yeah,
it reminds me of Snowpiercer.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, because it came out right around when we watched The Hunt, and I was like, I don't know if I can watch both of these back to back, so I never went back.
Have you guys watched the trailer for this yet, or have you heard of anything about it? Mm-mm. I believe it's a Spanish movie.
Yeah.
But it's about a prison where every level, there's like 2 people on every level, and it's just hella high and goes hella deep. And every day a platform comes down with food on it from like people above them. So like there's, I guess, a rich society above them that eats and eats and eats. And when they're done, they put all the food on a platform. And as it descends, people eat it. And then when they're done eating, it keeps going down. And so by the people at the bottom have like nothing left. Obviously an obvious social commentary of like class structure. But it's one guy's like, I'm going down. I'm going to fall. I'm going to ride this thing down and see what happens. And they're like, the other guy's like, down is death. You can't do that. And so it's like, it's a crazy ass. It just reminds me of like Snowpiercer when they start at the back of the train. He has to fight his way up to the front to like the super ultra rich.
Nick, like he's gonna get low enough where they're gonna eat him, right?
That's potentially what they're leaning into,
shit.
right?
I might
they
watch
don't know.
this.
If there's no food left, like what
shit
happens? What do they eat down there? It's crazy, fucking terrifying.
It's just a movie.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but it is in Spanish. So
yeah,
it's okay.
I think the trailer's dubbed, so I don't know if they're doing an English dub for this for Netflix because a lot of people don't like to read. But I'm guessing you should watch it in Spanish.
It was a recommendation from one of the best friends when it first came out. They were saying it was really good. I'll check it out.
Check it out.
You can go to patreon.com/kindafunny to write in your answers to our questions every week. This week's question was, what is your favorite rock movie? Be specific. And so here's the thing. We got a lot of funny people here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We got multiple responses to the extent of Arvel writing in saying, my favorite rock movie is The Rock. Nicolas Cage hamming it up as usual as a total Beatles fanboy. Dr. Stanley Godspeed. Sean Connery, maybe his last major action role in his career. It's just fantastic. It's just fantastic.
Dude, The Rock is a fucking great movie.
It's such a good movie.
This also reminds me, for the first time ever last week, I watched National Treasure. It's fun.
It's good, right?
Did you watch 2?
Yeah. No.
Just
pretty
as
good
fun.
too.
Just as fun.
Oh, okay. Also, tonight we're watching Tremors at 5:00 with a Netflix party.
Oh, that's
anybody.
Awesome.
It's on Netflix now.
If you're interested at all, on the IFC channel, Face Off is there. I watched that the other night as well.
Awesome.
I was going to take my face.
Why do you have the IFC channel?
I have no idea. My wife negotiated with Comcast for 4 days. The negotiation went well.
Okay.
We now have IFC and the National Geographic channel, and between that and the Velocity channel, I'm set. I don't need anything else.
Lee Polero says, my favorite The Rock movie is Moana. Amazing animation with a soundtrack that truly slaps. Thank you, Lin-Manuel Miranda. I can watch it whenever, and I just want to watch it again. Honorable mention is Get Smart. It was hilarious and one of the
he was good in that.
And first foray into comedy. It's mostly forgotten now, but it is really funny.
That's actually a really funny movie. It's Steve Carell and what's her name? Anne Hathaway.
Lexi Gunner says, "Got to give it up to Gridiron Gang. It was The Rock's first dramatic movie, and how could you not love his sidekick, Mr. Pimp My Ride's own X to the Z exhibit."
I can honestly say I've never seen. That's the one Rock movie I haven't seen.
KCW says most movies with The Rock are the same as he finds his way in a helicopter somehow. But my favorite would have to be San Andreas, High Action, Alexander Daddario, and Earthquakes. So I still haven't seen San Andreas.
I don't think I've seen it either.
Yeah, she plays the
AD?
daughter.
Yeah, she plays this. Yeah,
It's weird that you haven't seen it because it's all set in San Francisco.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch it.
It's
Maybe we'll put that on the list, Joey.
It's not good, right, Tim? Like
It's
those are one of
fine.
those movies that like we specifically are like, nah, we shouldn't watch this because it's not gonna be good.
Yeah, but like,
Remember,
I don't know. I
what
like
you said about The
disaster
Rock.
movies, and
Like
I like The Rock.
you have to know which movies to pick to watch and
But
which
I
not to.
won't judge
Don't
him against
break
it.
it. Don't break it.
I'm
I
fine.
mean, look. There's multiple levels of things people need right now, and a good old fashioned disaster movie that's just brain dead and just mind numbingly dumb and fun is. I'm not going to shake a stick at it, Joey. Did I just watch The Core, starring Hilary Swank and
Love it.
Great
Aaron
movie.
Eckhart? Yeah, I
Great
did.
movie.
And it's a great movie. The
Maybe
science in
I'll
that
finally watch
holds up.
Geostorm.
Oh my
I have
God.
watched Geostorm.
Maybe I'll finally watch it.
Oh, you don't need to, Joe. It's
Okay.
barely a
What
movie.
about Hurricane Heist? That's the other one I always
I've
see.
seen Hurricane Heist. It's all right. It's the guy from Rock and Rollers in it. He's a good actor.
Okay,
everyone
maybe
else
I'll
is
just
pretty
go
bad.
watch Volcano with Tommy Lee
Well,
Jones.
here's what you got to do. Everyone, here's homework for next week. Everyone's got to watch Armageddon because I think it's on Netflix right now.
War. What's up, Kev?
No, I was gonna say, is that next week's prompt? What do you think about Armageddon?
Sure, be
That's up to
specific.
Tim.
That'll
That's
be
up
it.
to Tim.
I like that. What's your thoughts on Armageddon? War Ensemble Dan says, my favorite Dwayne The Rock Johnson film is Fast 5. You could see the trouble to come IRL in that fight scene with Vin Diesel. You can't fake that level of aggression.
That's true. That was method. Do you want to know something hilarious? It wasn't until the second movie where I realized, are you talking about The Rock? I thought last week when you did this prompt, it was movies that were based on rock bands. I was like, oh, someone's going to say Rock of Ages like a joke.
Didn't you throw out The Rock?
No, Tim, I was saying how much I don't like rock movies these days because they're kind of all boring and the same. And Tim was like, cool, just to screw with me. He's like, next week's prompt is going to be the rock movies. But I thought you said rock movies. And I was like, someone's going to bring up Rock of Ages and I'm going to lose my shit.
Yeah, Rock of Ages is not on this. Dalton App says Fast 5 is easily the best movie with The Rock in it. Also, shout out to Jumanji, an unexpected gem that actually lets him do something different. Shabadoo Jr. says, my favorite Rock movie is without a doubt Fast 5. While it's not the best Fast and Furious movie, it's amazing for The Rock alone. He's such a cartoon character badass. His one-liners are great, including, you know I like my desserts first, and give me the damn veggies, referring to a good news, bad news situation. He did.
For the record, Fast 5 is the best Fast and Furious movie.
I think there's been some debate about that.
Also, right now you can.
Yeah, well, you guys didn't
stream-
have me on it, so fuck you. I get to make my own list.
A lot of people say 4 is where all the heart is.
No, you've never.
No
you
one
don't
says
say
that.
that. I think
No,
you
I
still
did say
say
that.
1, right?
I like them all.
Just a little update on Armageddon. It is streamable on HBO Go, HBO Now, and DirecTV for free. Otherwise, you can rent it for
Okay.
$3.
I must have seen it on HBO then.
That's a really good $3 though.
I could
Not bad at
lay
all.
awake just
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
sleeping.
Are those the words?
Nope. I think it's I could stay awake just to watch you sleeping, I think is the word.
Who knows?
While I'm creeping
All right, until
far
next
away
week.
in the
Keep
bushes.
watching movies and shit. Bye.